Hey, it's me, Emile, and today is January 25, the year 2022, and I welcome you to another edition of the Daily Zap. Of course, this is a short 10 to 15 minute talk in which we talk about everything and anything about the world of sports. And today we do not have earth-shattering news here to cover in our show. But I would like to talk about something, and this is, this is a retrospect. So we will look back at something that happened 6 years ago today. 6 years ago, yeah, that's a long time. I can't believe 2016 is 6 years ago. For me, 2016 feels like fucking yesterday, man. I was still in school. I was doing good. And I didn't know, time flies so fast. Now it's 2022. So today is the 6th year anniversary of the 2016 Royal Rumble PPV, and of course the Royal Rumble, January, it's Royal Rumble season. And I did post a video a while back asking you what is your favorite Royal Rumble moment, and I said it was 2016 when AJ Styles made his WWE debut via the Royal Rumble match, entering as the number 3 guy in that match. And I said that was my favorite Royal Rumble moment ever because I wasn't spoiled. So I will go a little bit into details here on this show. But before that, please follow me on all my social media accounts. On Facebook, you can find me at Emile Meister. I am doing a NBA 2K resimulation series there, so you better check that out. Also, I'm on Twitter at Emile Meister as well on Twitch. Emile underscore Meister as well on Twitch. And you could find me on YouTube. Again, give this video a like, comment what you want to say, and give and share this to the public to help this channel grow. I do this for fun. I do this to express myself, and this is a fun thing for me. I do this every single day. So let's talk about 2016. Of course, the 2016 Royal Rumble was one for the ages. And first of all, let's talk about the graphics of that Royal Rumble. That was the only time that graphic was used. That was a glorious graphic. It was Greek themed, and I was really confused why they didn't use it afterwards, because for me that was a very gorgeous set, very gorgeous, very gorgeous graphics, and for me it was awesome. And why they didn't retain it, it's really confusing to me. So this was, of course, in 2016, 6 years ago, and that was for me that was an all-time pay-per-view. For me, one of the best Royal Rumble pay-per-views of all time. I put it up there, top 5, because it's not just for the AJ Styles match, not just AJ Styles debut, but the entire pay-per-view was really good. And I remember it specifically really well. That was a really top tier pay-per-view, and especially during that time when there was a lot of injuries. You got guys out. Neville is out. Not Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins. That was 3 months after injuring his knee while he was still WWE champion. So yeah, it was a tough time for WWE, and they had some momentum, but it wasn't a big of momentum. I guess the hype around the pay-per-view really started on January the 4th, when WWE and other dirt sheet news sites reported that AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Shinsuke Nakamura were heading into WWE. So there was a lot of hype coming into that month, coming to that year, coming into that pay-per-view, because a lot of people are thinking that AJ Styles will make his debut in the Royal Rumble, although nothing was definite. So, and then the WWE really did a superb job of hiding hiding all of this. Like, like we knew at some point AJ was gonna make his debut, and a lot of people were kind of sure that he was going to appear in the Royal Rumble, but no one was sure until it happened. And when it happened, man, the place erupted. The internet went fucking insane, and because again, AJ Styles in WWE is something that we never thought would happen, because he has been Mr. TNA for years. Like, he was the face of that Impact promotion, and then after that, his stock wasn't that high at that point. He could have signed with WWE, but I don't think he would have any success if he didn't. If he signed at that time. So he went to Japan and really reinvented himself as the leader of the Bullet Club, and really that was like jumpstart the second prime of AJ Styles' career, because you could say AJ had two careers. He had the time from the TNA where he was one of the spot guys, one of the spot monkey guys. He really worked his way up in TNA. He was an X Division mainstay, and then he eventually became a main event player. And then after that, he had a second career in New Japan Pro Wrestling, where he became probably the most popular wrestler in the world, being the leader of the most popular faction in all of wrestling. So him coming to WWE is something that we thought that would never happen. And at that time, we thought AJ Styles would probably be the greatest wrestler who never stepped foot in WWE. And then he eventually did, and we were all so fucking happy. But at the same time, we were also worried, because like, there's a history of wrestlers who WWE hires and they really don't do anything with them. And but AJ, man, I think he's one of the exceptions to that, because he was able to do so much in WWE in 6 years. He was able to do a lot of things in 6 years. He became WWE champion. He became an Intercontinental champion, United States champion. He's a tag team champion. So he has done everything that I think he needs to do in WWE. And for me, he's already an established WWE legend at this point. So not just an indie legend, not just a legend from TNA or from New Japan. For me, he is a solid WWE legend at this point in his career. He has spent 6 years with WWE. I never felt like he was like below mid card. He was always at least mid card until the main up to the main event level. Like, he's one of those guys, like, if they're gonna put someone who they want to really shine into a storyline and build him up, they're gonna put AJ with him, and I'm sorry. So what happened. I'm sorry. I'm really having trouble speaking right now. So, like, AJ right now is the guy that they put guys with, either as a tag team partner or as an opponent, to help them get better. So he is in the Shawn Michaels role when Shawn had his second run in WWE. So you see this with guys like Ricochet. He worked with Ricochet. He worked with Omos. He also worked with, Dean Ambrose. He worked with Dean Ambrose and really elevated him into a main event caliber guy. He also worked with Jinder Mahal. So again, AJ Styles, man, unbelievable career, and it all began at that moment. Not getting any spoilers, so I was able to enjoy that moment as a fan. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I was in my room. I was all alone, so I was able to scream the fuck out, because I did know that he was coming to WWE, but I wasn't sure when. And him being in the Rumble as the number 3 guy, man, that's an amazing moment. So aside from AJ Styles' debut, we also had that amazing last standing match between Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. For me, probably one of the best last standing matches in WWE history, because I have a pet peeve of watching last standing matches, because I think some last man standing matches can be anticlimactic because of the 10 count, but this one was absolutely perfect. This was the payoff match in dispute, because these two were feuding for a few months before that Royal Rumble match. the Royal Rumble last man standing match for the Intercontinental Championship. And for me, that was really the time in which the Intercontinental Championship was seen as a workhorse title. And this was a time when you had main event caliber guys competing for the Intercontinental Championship. So you got guys like, Dean Ambrose winning the Intercontinental Championship, Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, who else? Zack Ryder, The Miz. So this was when the IC title is still on a level that is respected, and it is highly regarded as the title that you put on guys that you want to establish as stars in your company. I believe Kevin Owens really established himself as a main eventer when he won the Intercontinental Championship. And, having these series of matches against Dean Ambrose at that time, that's where he really came to his own as the WWE main eventer. And again, that was an amazing match. It was a first last man standing match. It had a lot of spots. It wasn't, your typical last man standing match in which there's going to be a lot of rest holds, and then, people laying down, like the referee counting. So there wasn't really a lot of that in this match. And of course, who could forget about that finish? Kevin Owens going through 2 tables, amazing spot. He has been doing that even before that match, but still, that doesn't take away from how great that spot was. So yeah, we had that, and then of course, I think in the pay-per-view as well, we had Triple H returning in the Royal Rumble match to win the WWE Championship and winning the Royal Rumble match. Again, that was one of the things that were talked about before the pay-per-view on the wrestling forums and shit, that maybe Triple H will win the WWE Championship and he will head into WrestleMania in a main event match against Roman Reigns, and that is what exactly happened. So, but still, that was a good moment, I guess. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of polarizing opinions about this. A lot of people are saying, Triple H putting himself over once again. But for me, that was a really shocking moment, because at this point Triple H is already semi-retired. He hasn't wrestled regularly on Raw and SmackDown for years, but here he is winning the WWE Championship. And when you look back on it, his short 2-month reign as WWE Champion, he had a lot of really good matches. He had that Raw match with Dolph Ziggler, and then of course that roadblock match against Dean Ambrose, who that was a really good match. And when I watched it, I really couldn't help but to think that this should have been a triple threat at WrestleMania. It should have been Ambrose versus Triple H versus Roman Reigns. But, that didn't happen. We got Triple H versus Roman Reigns instead, and probably one of the worst main events in WrestleMania history. So, as much as how great this Royal Rumble was, WrestleMania that year wasn't that good. But again, it's a combination of factors. Injuries really played a big part in this, because their roster at that time was really gutted. I mean, nowadays WWE rosters are they are full. I mean, they're even releasing people, but at that time their roster was really thin. They didn't have, and this was a time in which the NXT guys, they're still not using the NXT guys more on the main roster. So yeah, that was a really bad first half for WWE. First half of the year, and then they came out. They came back strong with the brand split, and SmackDown being good as it was during the second half of 2016. But again, it all started in the Royal Rumble match, one of the epic years in WWE. Again, one of the epic pay-per-views in WWE history, and of course, it's January, Royal Rumble season. Royal Rumble this year is going to be on Saturday, U.S. time, Sunday here in the Philippines. So yeah, so to end this, I guess I'm going to ask the question, what is your favorite Royal Rumble pay-per-view of all time? So I'm not saying your favorite Royal Rumble match or Royal Rumble moment, but I guess I'm guessing your favorite overall Royal Rumble pay-per-view of all time. And a lot of people, this can be, this pay-per-view, this year can also have an argument as the greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view of all time. Also, the 2001, because that that was a jam-packed Royal Rumble pay-per-view. You had Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys for the tag team titles, and then you had that insane ladder match between, you know who, I'm not gonna name who he is, versus Chris Jericho. And then of course the Royal Rumble match in which Steve Austin won his third Royal Rumble match and went on to face The Rock at WrestleMania 17. So yeah, there's a lot of great Royal Rumble pay-per-views in history, but for me, my personal favorite will always be 2016. So I think that is it for this very short daily zap. How long did we go? We went 15 minutes here today. Yeah, that's amazing. So again, before I end this, please follow me on all my social media accounts. On Facebook, you can find me at Emile Meister. I am doing a re-simulation of the NBA from the year 2008. So as of this moment, I am in the 2010-11 season. I promise I will continue this. I will continue the series by the weekends. I'm just busy right now with some things, so that's why I'm not really putting out any content in all of my socials. Also on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter at Emile_Meister. Twitch, Emile_Meister as well on Twitter and on YouTube. Give this video a like, comment what you want to say, and share, as this will just help this channel grow even bigger. So that is it for the Daily Zap. I will see you tomorrow again. This is Emile, not the Emile Meister, the one and only, always saying stay safe, and I will see you on the next Daily Zap.